Hi, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Let's Talk Networking. I'm Terry Lee Harrison, and I'm passionate about helping coaches, consultants, and solopreneurs be able to network in the most dynamic and lucrative way. I'm joined today by the amazing Colleen Strube, and she's coming to us from Frederick, Maryland this evening, her time. Welcome, Colleen. So excited to see you here.
Hey, everyone.
I just love your space-like background.
I have to bring the fun, right? So this is my sci-fi room. So
yes, I love it. I love it. So I'd love to introduce you all to Colleen a little bit more formally. She's a connector, a trainer, a coach, an entrepreneur. She helps others connect, develop, and succeed with relationship marketing. So we're so excited today to talk to you. I've been talking about follow-up all week long, Colleen, and everyone, there's many things that Colleen can teach you about networking, building relationships, and follow-up. But so a couple of things that stand out to me that I would love us to discuss today is something I don't think everybody does, and that's the idea of, number one, putting accountability into your follow-up. And number two, how about the idea of making it fun? I don't think that we associate fun and follow-up ever. Do you?
I didn't until recently. So,
excellent,
yes.
excellent. So, Colleen, just if you could share with us, let's start with accountability, because I think that to succeed, I think that accountability is where it's at. And so what tips and strategies would you have to share with us about how we can play out accountability in our follow-up and just the benefit of being held accountable?
Yeah, I find, especially for me, that accountability is really what I need. I love the idea of being accountable even to other people, right? It's so much easier. I find that for me, it's so much easier for me to be accountable to somebody else than myself. So I make sure I put the systems in place to help me do that. So I have a team of people around me. I have a group of people that I'm helping and coaching, and it's all about accountability, because when you do stuff with other people, it becomes more fun. Right. So, in one of the ways that we do that is just set some systems in place and then take it off. Right. So, and have fun in doing it, and looking at different ways to make it accountable.
Inside of your accountability, are there rewards or even penalties if you don't do something?
Well, we haven't. I'm looking at setting up some more rewards and stuff. So I tend to be more of I'd rather be, well, when you think about it, sometimes I think we do the carrot and the stick, right? Mm-hmm. People talk always about that. So, and yeah, sometimes I think people respond to the stick easier, like, oh, if you don't do this, then you have to do that. Yeah. But I also like to reward people. So I always like to, it's that kind of when we got used to checking things off of a list, the idea of checking it off is because we're rewarding ourselves every time we make that check mark that we did it. It's like, hey, I did a good job, right? So.
Yeah, so good, so good. Do you think that accountability, it can be something formal, but can it just be something that you do with a networking buddy?
Yeah, I've had a number of accountability partners over the years, and it can be as simple as, talking on Monday and saying, here's what I'm going to get done this week, talking a quick, 5 minutes on a Friday and say, here's what I accomplished, So I think it's just that act of somebody else and you voicing it out loud kind of makes it more real for yourself. So in the sense of, once I've said it out loud, then you're like, okay, I said I can do it, right? So, and somebody else is there, and most people don't want to let other people down. So it's an added kind of boost of, oh, well, my friend Susan's going to help me stay accountable. And, if I don't do it, I'm letting Susan down. So it kind of helps you in getting it done.
Speaking of carrot and sticks, in the past, I'm not going to say today, in the past, I've been more of a stick person. I would do anything to avoid the penalty. And that's what really drove me to do the things. But I could definitely see maybe there's formal programs some people will have for accountability, but if not, even do you think the concept of asking someone, hey, would you be my accountability buddy for the fourth quarter, like for the next 3 months, right?
Right. Yeah. Set it in place. I remember in the past, I used to sell a Drexel company. It was longer burger baskets and pottery, but we used to, she would set a sales goal, and it's like, oh, well, if you meet your goal, then you get a reward, right? We didn't know what the reward was, but we usually got, you know what the reward typically was? A pack of stickers,
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
pencil.
The
It was like
rewards. Yeah,
next to nothing.
yeah.
But it was like, oh, we did it because there was a reward associated with it,
Uh-huh.
you know, and I find for myself, I have a hard time rewarding myself. But if somebody, you know, so maybe you have you know, a reward
Mm.
buddy, you know, so you swap. It's like, oh, okay, if you hit your goals, I'll give you a $5 Starbucks card. If I hit them, you know, I'll give you 5, right? So it's like, you know, that way it's not really you rewarding yourself, but it's
Yeah.
somebody else doing it. I know I work better that way. I'm working on getting to where it's like, you know, that self accountability, but I think I'm a high nurturing person, so I love being around people and I get energy from people. So that's kind of where my accountability blossoms, you know, is because it's you're feeding off the energy of other people. You're getting
Yeah.
ideas from other people.
Yeah.
You're supporting someone else achieving their goals, so they'll support you.
Okay, so good. So we've mentioned some things that kind of sounded fun inside of accountability. It's hard to imagine, but do you have any other things you'd love to share around making follow-up fun, or was that a lot of it?
A good bit. I mean, for me, the fun is people, but
Mhm.
also if you look at other, you know, I do a lot of stuff with banks, so we look at the values of everyone. So everyone doesn't, you know, may not be fun for people, right? So maybe they enjoy the system, right?
Yeah.
It's the fact of having a system in place and checking off all those boxes. That's fun for them, right?
Yeah.
Or if you've got a high action person, their fun is the rewards, right? Like, oh, if
Mhm.
I get this, being the top person, you know, you know, type of people, it's like if you can run a contest. A lot of people love contests. Even those people who aren't a high A or action personality love a contest, right?
Yeah.
Everyone loves to be a winner. And, you know, so it's just a matter of looking at some of those things and just keeping it light and fun. And, you know, so that, you know, I found in the past, like follow up in the past was always like this big, heavy feeling, right? This
Yeah.
heavy, like
Yeah.
this thing on your back that you never seem to get done. You know, I tell people all the time, we all know the fortunes in the follow-up. We just somehow keep it on the back burner, right? It's like, you know, and that phone, you go to pick up the phone, it used to be that big heaviness. It was just had this whole heavy negative feeling to it. And, you know, just recently in the past, I was talking to somebody who's like, you know, I love connections. You know me, I'm like the connection queen. I love making connections for people, but connections, you need to take it just a little bit farther for follow-up, right? You know, because you really need to make the connections, have it, ask for those orders, you know, follow through the entire process. And you know, I was talking to somebody, I said, you know, I just need to fall in love with follow-up. So it's like, you just need to learn how to love it and have fun. So that's kind of where I'm at now with my program, is really helping people to do that. So
That is so awesome. That is so awesome. So thank you for just chatting about accountability and incorporating fun into our follow-up. It's an important aspect. So this week we've been talking about building relationships. I know you love that. We're talking about some of the systems and follow-up,
yep.
what to do when you meet somebody on LinkedIn and how to begin to build that relationship and what follow-up someone might do. And now we've incorporated the accountability and the fun. So I love that. I love that. So you and I have an invitation for those that are watching. But before we get to that, please share with those that are watching how they can get a hold of you. What's the best way to reach Colleen if they enjoyed getting to know you? And would you like, I bet you would you like to have coaching sessions and get to know some of the people that would be interested in getting to know you? So tell us how they can reach you.
Sure. Yeah. So anyone, I'd love to sit down, have, you know, 15, 20 minute, you know, half hour kind of conversations. I have a calendar link. It's just, you know, calendar/Colleen Strube. Jump on my calendar. I'd be happy to sit down and chat. So, or I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, all is Colleen Strube. So
awesome. Is the calendar.colleenstrube.com?
No, it's calendly.com. So
Got it.
normal Calendly/Colleen Strube, all one word.
Perfect. Calendly.com/Colleen Strube. Okay, awesome. So Colleen and I, our invitation, we have an event this week. It's on Thursday, North America time, Friday morning for like Melbourne and Sydney. It's our virtual team global gathering. And what I'm excited about is that Colleen and Sandy Zeisler and Dia Bartlett, they're joining us for an amazing panel to help us stay connected and some top follow-up strategies. So the things that they've shared this past few days on the live are just samples, teasers, if you will, of some of what we'll be sharing inside the event. I happen to believe, and Colleen, do you agree that a lot of people struggle with follow-up, right?
Yes. I mean, I think it's probably the number one thing that everyone asks. And it's so funny because we all know we need to do it. We all know it works, right? We talk about the statistics where it takes, 5 to 12 touches before people are ready to buy, to get to that know, like, trust factor, but it just seems something holds us back. And, I think talking with everyone that's going to be on the panel, where we can give you some tips of, putting those systems in place, figuring out some of those quick, easy tips that will kind of get you into a comfort zone so that you can really step forward. And then, like I said, having people there to do it with, yep, I think is the key to do it.
I think so too. So this event, you can find out all the information at vteamgathering.com. I invite you to go check it out. Then we have an hour of global online networking followed by the 30-minute expert panel. If you're interested in the panel, you cannot catch it live. You can always catch the replay when you register. So we would love to see you on screen. We would love to meet you there. We would love to be able to introduce you to these panelists and have you walk away knowing that you have acquired a new tool, a new habit to engage in when it comes to your follow-up. Because I think it's follow-up, not doing our follow-up, it's the stickler, it's like the glue that binds it together and what moves things forward, right? So, we are not, if we're not reaching our goals, if you're not happy where you are in 2021 so far, it's not too late. It's not too late to start some new habits and really be able to move forward and crush those goals and reach the success you want to. Yes.
Yep. Ready to rock the fourth quarter, right?
There we go. So nothing better, I think, than to end with, let's all get ready to rock the fourth quarter. So Colleen, thanks for your time.
And set you up for amazing next year.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much for your time. For all those who were with us the last few days, thanks for watching in on our follow-up series on Let's Talk Networking. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. And as always, let's cheer each other on and help each other grow.